Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to another CYPRX YouTube video breakdown. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, such great content for you all here today. Deep dive. We're going to talk today about why ISO 222 is so big, SWIFT being decommissioned and completely going out of style, the new digital agenda and race for digital power, all right? Paying attention to key phrases, key vocabulary, as always, giving you guys gems. And then also I'm going to add a little addition as to why I hold XDC and why I'm bullish on XDC. We don't really talk too much about XDC here on this YouTube channel. However, I do hold it. It is one of my biggest holdings and I'm extremely bullish. So I'm going to cover that as well at the end of this video. Make sure that you stick around, smash that like button if you like these videos and others like it. It helps boost the YouTube algorithm and we really do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get started in today's video breakdown. So these are three key phrases that I want you guys to pay attention to. I'm going to correlate this all together. It's the global digital agenda that we've been covering here on this YouTube page for quite some time. There's going to be people that are naysayers in this digital space. There's going to be people that are non-believers. There's going to be people that have no idea what they're doing, okay? Our goal as traders is to understand reality in this market, and that long term, if we want to build a realistic portfolio, especially if you're an individual who doesn't have income from trading yet, you're looking to probably work a 9-to-5 job to fund your portfolio. Learn how to properly dollar cost average into positions and properly do your research along the way so that when you do become a potential millionaire in the future, you know how to explain to people how this happened to you, okay? But digital agenda, back to this. I like to go on rants because I like to spread crypto awareness. But anyways, global coordination, single language, common language. These are three terms that we're going to pay attention to. So this article came out, and guys, I'm going to go really deep down the rabbit hole. This research is plain and simple to do. Again, just manifesting thoughts into reality, really focusing on what it is that the elites are saying to the general public. This information is not hidden. It just takes you to be above average to go and find it. All right. So if you're an above average person, you can go do this type of research or continue to watch this YouTube video so that way I can explain some of the stuff for you all. Right. But this article came out 8 hours ago. EU Commissioner calls for global coordination on crypto regulation. Now, why is this all correlated and why am I even reading this article to you? Let's dive in a little bit. So and I hope that I don't butcher this lady's name. Marie McGuinness, the Commissioner for Financial Services, Financial Stability, and Capital Markets on Union at the European Commission, is calling for global regulators. That was, a mouthful. But is calling for global regulators to work together to address potential risks in the crypto market. McGuinness said the European Union and the United States pay attention because remember I said digital powerhouse could help the world lead in regulatory approaches for cryptocurrencies that consider the benefits of innovative technologies while addressing significant risks. Scrolling down, we see here, to make rules on crypto fully effective, crypto requires global coordination. This is the juiciest part of this whole entire article. Crypto requires global coordination and joint international principles, said McGuinness, adding, a global agreement on crypto should first enshrine that no product remains unregulated. Second, supervisors should collect and exchange information globally. Third, this is an extremely important one for us as retail investors. Third, any agreement must protect retail investors. That was big. I love to see that from this article, and the fact that these elites potentially have us in their minds, that they don't want to see investors like us on the retail side of things get hurt from investing in cryptocurrencies early on. And then fourth, the crypto ecosystem should fully integrate environmental considerations. She tweeted out, cryptocurrency is going mainstream. Again, here's the key vocabulary word that I've been sharing with you guys on this page for quite some time. To enable innovation in finances while effectively protecting consumers, we need a global approach to regulating crypto. So this was big. Finishing off this article, she also said the executive order signed by President Joe Biden in March charts the way for U.S. regulation of crypto assets. Look at this. Again, institutional powerhouses, okay, in the digital space. March charts the way for U.S. regulation of crypto assets by laying down a framework for government agencies to handle crypto-related policies and enforcement actions. That's why this whole entire, I'm not even going to get into the XRP smokescreen, but it's all a freaking smokescreen to shake out the retail herd. Anyways, we're not going to get into that right now. But the European Central Bank has already begun experimental prototyping of a digital euro customer interface as of April 29th. McGuinness said the EU Commission would stand ready to introduce legislation behind a central bank digital currency. Now, why is this big? So pay attention to the key phrase that I highlighted for you guys, requires global coordination. We're going to go back here. global coordination. I put that one at the top. Let's go over to this article right here by Yahoo Finance. And again, I'm sure that most of you all have seen this article. If not, stick around because this is juicy how I correlate this all together. The world of institutional global wire transfers and cryptos have long stood the odds with one another. The advent of cryptocurrencies threatens to unsee international money wiring as centralized services. Yet now, thanks to ISO 222, it seems like these services might be able to coexist and deliver the best of both worlds. But what are the crypto assets to buy in order to best benefit from this coming standard? Okay, so scrolling down here, the meat of this article, the International Organization of Standardization is behind the creation of ISO 222 standard. The organization introduces ISO 222 as a way to have one standard method of developing messages between financial institutions. Indeed, institutions all over the world use their own different coding languages for these messages, which can make international transfers a very jumbled and disorganized process. Look at this, highlighting in red. ISO 222 would consolidate all of these messages formats into a single language. Look at the similarity. These are both one and the same, just different vocabulary. Global coordination, single language, one and the same. You guys know the agenda. They're all coming together. They're working behind the scenes. And you see, again, how the United States and the EU are working in tandem to become leaders in a digital revolution. It's all part of the agenda. You guys need to wake up and really see what is happening, okay? So this article continues to talk about the SWIFT communication system. The U.S. government is helping to greatly expedite the adoption of ISO 222. Find it interestingly enough that XRP, XDC, XLM are all ISO 222 compliant. So we see here, continuing to read this article, the Federal Reserve Board, FSR, is saying now that the Federal Reserve banks will adopt the standard in late 2023. The backing of SFR and SWIFT gives ISO 222 a significant backing. Compliant ISO 222 cryptocurrencies will see a boom in 2022 with SWIFT adoption. And we know that that is not happening until when? November of 2022. Funny and interestingly enough, how the SEC and Ripple case keeps getting pushed back. Again, we're not going to get into that. That is all a smokescreen. But the ISO 222 standard does threaten to get in the way of some cryptos. Now, this is the best part of this article. There are a number of experts who believe adoption of the standard will get in the way of cryptos like Bitcoin and keep them from becoming ubiquitous as international money transfers play. However, that's not the case for a handful of ISO 222 cryptos. There are 5 digital currencies that adhere to the ISO 222 standards and compliance requirements, making them at plays for the year to come as SWIFT adopts the format. Now, this is huge because look at this. I'm just going to highlight this in red right here because this says SWIFT adopts the format. Damn, that was another little gem that I thought I'd pick up for you guys. So check this out. We see Ripple, XRP, XDC, Algo, okay, IOTA, Quant, Cardano, HBAR. All right, but right now we're going to talk about XDC towards the end of this video, and in other videos I've covered Ripple and things of that nature. All right, so why is this correlated and why is this interesting right here? SWIFT adopts format. I'm going to get into that in just 1 second. Looking at this article, National Assembly of Panama approves Bitcoin law proposal. Okay, in that sense, the project proposes the admission of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as means of payments throughout the Panamanian territory. Specifically mentioned are Ethereum cryptocurrencies, Ether, as well as XRP, Litecoin, XDC, Algo, and Stellar XLM. However, the proposal does not oblige the use of Bitcoin as means of payment. According to Silva, it is optional. If the business wants to receive it, there is no problem, he said in response to one of his followers on Twitter. Okay, so why is that important? Because we see here them mentioning XDC and XRP as primary means of exchange throughout the Panamanian territory. That is big. Okay, and we see here them talking about what? The standard does threaten to give in the way of some cryptos. There are a number of experts who believe in the standard and that it will get in the way of Bitcoin. Okay, so we see other national assemblies conducting means of transacting other cryptocurrencies like XRP, XDC, when we see other ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies on their list. Okay, so going over to the ISO 222.org website, we can see a couple of interesting key highlights from an article that they released, and it's called The Migration of Money. It's an 8-minute read. It was published on January 9th, 2020. Okay, and it reads, the global financial system is currently undergoing its most far-reaching transformation in recent history as a new market infrastructure such as an instant payment platform is being implemented worldwide. Underpinning these developments is ISO 222, an international messaging standard that promises to be a game changer in payments. And this is where I'm going to full circle the last vocabulary word, which is a common language, okay? So just stick around for this because this is all, again, a trifecta. Starting at the top, trust the essential component. People have been sending money and other objects of value to each other across great distances and even national boundaries for centuries. Okay, I'm just going to read a couple of different highlights. The rise of SWIFT and why SWIFT plays such a big role, and you as an investor need to really truly understand how much money is about to come into the cryptocurrency market. All right, this is where I'm going to get into the fall of SWIFT. This is big because it clearly says it right in front of your eyes. SWIFT, whose name is an acronym for the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, is a global organization based in Belgium that has established a network to enable financial institutions around the world to send and receive information about transactions in a secure, standardized, and reliable way. It came into being when existing systems such as money orders and later wire transfers just couldn't keep up with the pace of post-industrial finance. Stick around if you already know what SWIFT is, because this is big. Watch what it is I read. Since its inception in the 1970s, standards have been an essential component of SWIFT's way of working. As such, SWIFT has a close working relationship with ISO. Okay, look at the key phrases. SWIFT has a close working relationship with ISO. SWIFT is actively engaging with its customers and industry players in order to use the ISO 222 common language and model that will ensure end-to-end consistency in traditional as well as a new ecosystem. Finishing off this article, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working now, what are the advantages of changing, especially given the substantial investment and planning required? Migration is a multi-year project for many organizations. Here's what she said. ISO 222 facilitates the creation of new services and simplified and end-to-end processing. It will enable richer, better structured, and more granular data to be carried in electronic messages in businesses domains such as payments, securities, foreign exchange, and even your credit cards. Highlighting additional migration benefits for those who already use SWIFT systems, Karine says that ISO 222 promises even better tracking, transparency, and speed. Further operational benefits include improving analytics, less manual intervention, more accurate compliance processes, higher resilience, and improved fraud prevention measures. Now, this is where it gets big. Get with the program. With payment systems and major services currencies adopting ISO 222, the financial community came to a consensus decision to move to the International Standard in Financial Institution Payments and Reporting. SWIFT has orchestrated a specific program to facilitate this community-wide adoption. The ISO 222 program will establish a new messaging service coexistence measure to support migration, training, and adoption services towards this goal. Karine tells me a realistic time frame has been established with new ISO 222 messages compliant with agreed market practice set to go live in the SWIFT platform from November 2021 after a period of 4 years. This coexists with my analysis of you guys understanding that this is going to be a transition from now until probably 2025, 2026. But to finish this off, the corresponding legacy payment system known as SWIFT will be decommissioned on the SWIFT platform. That is big. It says it right here. SWIFT will be decommissioned on the platform. Okay, that is massive. Customer benefits beyond migration. ISO 222 is an increasingly established global language for payments messaging. Already used by payment systems in over 70 countries, in the coming years, it will be the de facto standard for high-value payment systems of all reserve currencies, supporting 80% of the global volumes and 87% of all transactions worldwide. That is massive. That is massive. And then we see here them finishing off by saying, by creating a common language. Again, a trifecta. We see here global coordination. We see here one language. And then we see all the way here a common language. It is all one and the same. And we see ISO 222 integrated cryptocurrencies. That is why XDC is in my portfolio. That's why XLM, HBAR, XRP, things of that nature are all in my portfolio, and that is what I'm building my portfolio off of based off of use cases and based off the research that I can do as an individual. Okay, again, not financial advice. I suggest you guys do the same. Let's just look. We see this article finish off by saying 87% of value of transactions worldwide. We can lowball this number and still end up with significant returns on an initial investment. I'm willing to take that bet. According to the US Treasury, SWIFT handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 business days per year. about $1.25 quadrillion in a year. That is insane. Now let's just imagine the market cap for these ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies each goes to 5 trillion. Okay, again, these are all hypothetical numbers and nothing's promised in the market, but I'm willing to take that bet that one day that could potentially happen based off of all the information that these individuals are putting out to us, okay? It's your job as an investor to go and seek that information. So that leads me over to the XDC network. Finishing off, reading off the top of this page, it says the objective is leading part of this phenomenon through seamlessly merging an ecosystem of applications with cryptographic tokens used by millions of mainstream users with unique blockchain infrastructure architecture, allowing for fast, frictionless payment and secure, decentralized, and trusted stores of value. XinFin Network aims to be a public EVM compatible blockchain with the following advantages: low transaction fees, fast confirmation times, double validation and randomization for security guarantees. XinFin Network envisions an ecosystem of different dApps running on the XinFin Network blockchain infrastructure. In particular, we propose a solution for solving the transaction processes performance bottlenecked in Ethereum, which hinders its adoption into industries. Look at this sentence right here. You can see how they're talking about these cryptocurrencies hindering Bitcoin adoptions and hindering Ethereum adoption because they're slow, they're outdated, okay? They're being replaced. They're like, it's insane. You guys piece this information together for yourselves. That's right here. Especially finance. More specifically, we are constructing an efficient and secure consensus protocol which tackles the following main bottlenecks of classic blockchains. Efficiency, the small throughput of Bitcoin, and that is why I added this article, because they take a low blow at Bitcoin and Ethereum, where we see them talk about ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies. Look at this. They do threaten to get in the way of cryptos like Bitcoin, right? So piecing everything together for you all, I hope that you enjoyed this video breakdown. I hope that you all take it upon yourselves to do your own research. This is for me, building a crypto portfolio as a forex trader who is now delegating my funds out to other assets like cryptocurrencies, real estate, home investing, okay, stocks, things of that nature, to make myself passive income and to have my capital grow over time. I can't give anybody financial advice, but I personally do not allow any of my money to just sit in a bank account. My money is always working for me, whether that be in passive income investing, cryptocurrency, some other type of passive income investment surrounding a business or a small business, okay? You never just want your money sitting there collecting dust. I hope that this video breakdown helped you guys out. Blessings to you all. I'm here along for the ride. XDC, XLM, XRP, all of these crypto assets are packed in my portfolio. I hope that everybody has a blessed and amazing day. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.